We're live. I was watching this game while completing some other tasks, and after the way that first half ended, I figured I'd jump on. I'm about a minute late here, but nonetheless, Eagles have the ball, 2nd and 7. 13:40 left. Jalen Hurts in the shotgun. Play action for Hurts. Little dump out to Barkley for 2.5. 3rd down and short. The way that first half ended, I just trying to sit back and enjoy the Eagles game, but I don't understand why you're incapable of kicking the field goal. 14 seconds left in the half, yet you still want to go for it on 4th down. Even if you get it with one timeout, you get one crack at the end zone and risk another Jalen Hurts turnover. It doesn't make any sense. There's no realm in which that made sense. 3rd and 4. Little runoff to Saquon. Oh, look at that. You hand it to your best player, your best offensive player on the field. Lineman aside, of course. And there it is, a 1st down. What a concept. Oh, I am heated after that end of that first half. There's just no realm which that makes any sense whatsoever. Unacceptable by Nick Sirianni. 3-0 Saints, 1st and 10. And handoff to Gainwell. Very nice gain of about 5. Hold on Grant Calcaterra, who was in motion just before the snap. 10-yard penalty again. And this isn't just because it's my team who's doing it. The 10-yard hold on something that can, quote, happen on every play, I think needs to be changed to a 5-yard penalty. It's a drive crippling penalty, no matter what. Maybe that's the point. I don't know, but I've been watching this for years, and they say holding happens on every play. So how can it be such a damning penalty? Anyways, 1st and 20. And a nice throw over the middle to Smith. Gains about 18. Just under 19 yards. Little play action. And in this zone, Devontae Smith just sits between the linebackers and safeties, linebackers and D-backs, and he's just wide open. 2nd and 2. Gain of 18 on the last play. And Barkley for about 4 for another 1st down. And 1st and 10 from the 41 of the Saints. And back to Barkley. And what do you know? Another huge gain. I think now, once we start to get close, you got to just start throwing it for no reason with a guy who is turnover prone. Unreal. Good protection by the O-line. Gives Barkley a nice hole, and he's not touched till he lunges forward for the gain. I almost said for the 1st down. It is not that. 10 carries for 48 yards for Saquon Barkley. The Eagles offense has been effective, but can't seem to punch it in. Little option play to Barkley for a 1-yard loss. Alcantara blocks the man who's supposed to be the option. You're supposed to leave a man out in no man's land, and Calcaterra blocks the wrong guy. Probably a play they don't run very often, but nonetheless, 3rd and 6. Who the hell knows if we're in field goal range? Jesus. And Barkley, he's hit very early and ends up gaining 2 on the play. Chase Young and crew on the tackle. Maybe these idiots. Oh my God, please tell me the offense is coming off the field. It is unreal what is happening. You can literally have the lead on this field goal. These I just there's Eagles fans. What the F is wrong with you? And I second that. Kick the field goal. It is unreal. 4th and 3. Hurts goes down with the sack. Jalen Hurts needs to be traded, and Nick Sirianni needs to be fired. I'm not typically this guy, but it is absolutely incredible what is happening. You literally could be up 6-3. Your defense is playing well, yet you have no interest. It is unbelievable. Another problem with this team not learning mistakes. From the top down, how do you consistently do? Truly. You just messed up on the other end, and you could have been tied going into halftime. You come out in the first half and you do the same boneheaded thing in the second half. It is unreal. Why even have a kicker? The punter can do the kickoffs. You can teach him to do the kickoffs. Legitimately, just sign another player and release Jake Elliott. What are you doing? There's no reason to have him. Why would you want? Conservatively, he's a top 10 kicker, but probably top 5 especially in terms of leg strength. Accuracy, he's solid. I've seen some wonky misses, but can't be perfect as a kicker. Nobody can. Not even Justin Tucker or Butker, 2 of the best to ever do it in terms of accuracy. But it's just wild. Just you put yourself in these holes, and you did this against the Falcons last week. There's times where if you kick the field goal, guess what? The Falcons can't just drive down on you and beat you like that. Makes me insane as a fan of a team. And I try not to be, but just the way it goes. That guy looks like he's related to Derek Carr, that Brzee for the near interception by the rookie Mitchell. Yeah, with the Eagles, if you don't score on defense, then you're just not gonna score. The goddamn stupid ass idiot coach won't kick a field goal. Somebody needs to put an intervention on this idiot. Absolutely unacceptable. Little pitch to Kamara. Solid gain. Kamara's been held pretty much in check, especially compared to what he did to the Cowboys last week. Last 4 possessions for the Eagles all ended in Saints territory. An interception, a fumble, and 2 fourth down stops. And Carr to Olave for a nice catch on the sideline for the first down. I can bet you one thing. I can put money on one thing. If the Saints get in territory and they're held on 4th down, they're going to kick the field goal. What a concept. Now you put this defense who's played well all day under the gun again. Because what? A touchdown when it's 10-6, or when it's, to make it 10-6 doesn't matter. But now you put all the pressure on this defense again. 10-0 is crippling. Oh, weird play here. Kamara and Carr on a mix up and still get 4 yards. Check it today. I'm gonna probably rant about this. This team needs a shakeup, and Sirianni is gonna have to be the one, because they're not gonna get rid of Hurts, even though they should. But they need to get rid of both of them, if I'm being dead serious. This is outrageous. 2nd and 6. And Kamara grabs 2.5 for a 3rd and short. Bills defense has been, by this point, the Cowboys were down like 45-10 or whatever. The Saints have been held in check all day. It's a good thing the Eagles coach is an absolute idiot, though. Lucky for the Saints at this point. And Kamara, very nice play by Jalen Carter, who has been an absolute force today. Guy's been an absolute monster. He's been a no-show for the first 2 weeks, and now he's all up in the business. And that's what they need. Jordan Davis and Jalen Carter just knock Noah of the offensive lineman back as well. That's a lot of beef down there. Guess what's going to happen here? Oh, they're going to punt. They're on the outside of Groupie's field goal range. So the Saints are going to punt it. Cooper DeJean snags it and grabs a few. And the Eagles offense will start at the 15. Tiring. Watch this. It is exhausting. You have a quarterback who you're paying all this money to, who's below average, mid on his best day, and yet you still bail out the other. You already have this deficit, the most important position, quote unquote, on an NFL team, and you still bail out the other team with stupid ass decisions like Sirianni has. It's unreal. And if the Eagles pull this out somehow, I guess they'd have to pull their head out of their asses before they can pull out a win. But credit to this defense regardless. All the while without A.J. Brown. I mean, the offense is moving between the 40s, in the 20s, and then they just hard to overcome deficits at the two most important. Think about the Kansas City Chiefs. What do they excel at? The two most important spots on the field and the sideline. It's what the Patriots excelled at for 20 years. Coach and quarterback. And those are the two positions on the Eagles that are the biggest deficit. And look what it does. I know. I shouldn't have got on to talk about this one, but already aggravated just watching these guys. You could be looking on this drive to put this out of reach. The Saints are a good offense, so it's hard to say out of reach, but you could put it in a very good position. Imagine being up 6-3 right now, a very easily up 6-3, and then you're talking maybe it's 9, maybe it's 13. Maybe they finally get in the damn end zone. Unreal. Yeah. Jalen Hurts, pretty good numbers. 2024, 182 and a pick and a fumble. Can anyone override Nick Sirianni's stupid ass if they get into field goal range again? Hand off to Saquon Barkley for a huge gain of about 8. Oh, 8.5. Oh, we're calling it 9. Okay. 2nd and 1. Saquon Barkley ever been in the playoffs? I mean, it probably won't be this year, but has he ever been? The Giants been in the playoffs since they've had him? Oh, yeah. They have. And Barkley close to a first down. The year that the Eagles went to the Super Bowl, they blew out the Giants. Actually, the Giants beat the Vikings in Minnesota, and then the Eagles beat them like 31-7, I think. Something like that. Little illegal formation penalty, Dave's favorite. Oh, God, how stupid. What's such a corny ass penalty? It's covered up. Cool. Game of inches. With dumbass penalties like that. I'm pissed off Eagles fan today. All right. Hurts back. And a nice throw to the sideline. Devontae Smith. Seen a little clip from the Packers game. Oh my goodness. You know, Matt LaFleur for Coach of the Year. Malik Willis is not good, and Matt LaFleur is making him look like a manageable quarterback. And they're blowing out the Titans right now. Matt LaFleur for Coach of the Year, please. He got Jordan Love paid, and now he's showing that he can do it with even a bigger bum than Jordan Love. And Saquon Barkley for another big gain. First down. Got almost 20 yards. Bro didn't have a single carry in the first quarter. Yeah. It's funny that it's not funny that Lane Johnson went out, but they just got another guy named Johnson in there to fill Lane Johnson's spot. And a little breather for Barkley. Get him prepped for the second half of the field here. Just shy of midfielder, the Eagles, 1st and 10. Jalen Hurts with time, which is never good. And a little dump out to Gainwell for 8. Nice catch by Gainwell. Nice job finding some space. 3 Saints. He's in the Bermuda Triangle of Saints. Is Devontae Smith. Nice tackle by Warner to not let Gainwell grab a first down. 2nd and 2 for the Eagles, just past midfield. It's in the pistol. And an incompletion. Nice job by Smith. Extremely underthrown by Hurts. Nice job by Smith to make a good attempt on that. This ball was underthrown by 10 yards. Smith had him beat. Clearly had Lattimore beat, and Hurts just can't. He doesn't have the arm strength. On 3rd and 2, the Eagles with another mistake. 12 men in the huddle. Yeah, Sirianni's not going to make it past this year. Mental mistake after mental mistake, and then bonehead after bonehead. Bad quarterback. It's a mess. This division is yours to breeze through, and even with a stacked roster, you can't get out of your own way. 3rd and 7 for the Eagles. Minute 37 left in the 3rd. This game is flying by. Eagles have 7 penalties for 45 yards. Empty backfield for Hurts from the 49. Saints 49, 3rd and 7. Incomplete. Bad throw by Hurts. Well, at least you have an earring in. That's good. Just flips it out of bounds and just closer to Quinyon Mitchell, who's got his helmet off, than it was to Gainwell. You know, it's probably good that they had 12 men in the huddle, because on 4th and 2, would have gone for it. Oh, block punt. And a nice tackle there. I couldn't see who it was on the Eagles who saved that touchdown, but a block punt by the Saints. You know what's interesting is the guy who had to tackle him, number 3 for the Eagles, was the guy who just let him by. Oh, that's Smith. But good heads up play to get the tackle, and the punter was in on it as well. Now a short field for the Saints. Kamara for about 3. The Eagles have outgained the Saints 284 to 89. And Kamara for just shy of a first down. And you're in dangerous territory again if you're the Eagles defense. You have taken the number 1 scoring offense and held them to under 100 yards through 3. They might crack 100 yards before the quarter's over nonetheless, but they have that was weird. There was a little thing that came up that said the Saints, their first time trailing this season. And Kamara tackled shy of the first down. Now, if I'm not a complete Nick Sirianni, I will be kicking this field goal. Why would you let them come back into this game with a field goal? I know Derek can't help himself but troll. He says he's a Saints fan, but does he really have a team he's a fan of? He's messing with me about the Eagles. Well, Derek's Super Bowl team, the Cowboys, who had given up 44 to this point, the great Cowboys defense that he claims. Now he's trying to mess with me about the Eagles. It's a nice try. Doesn't really work though. I know he's happy to troll, but not really working out. Oh, checking with aggravated. Absolutely dominant by Philly. Absolutely boneheaded by the coach, quarterback. Two worst positions to have deficit. Let's see. Oh, schedule 3. Giants up on the Browns 21-7. Vikings absolutely dismantling the overrated Texans. I mean, the AFC South champion Texans. Packers hammering the Titans. Broncos dominating the freaking Buccaneers. What is happening? Chargers and Steelers deadlocked at 10. Colts over the Bears 7-3. And that's it. We have quite a few 4 o'clock games. That's why it seems like it's light on the 1 o'clock games today. Oh. Yeah, it'll be trying to see if when this game's over. So the Eagles game looks like it's the first one to the 4th quarter here. But other than that, we might be able to click into one. I think Dave will be coming. I'm not confirmation yet. But next one we'll probably look at. Geez, Steelers Chargers is the only close one other than this one. We'll probably click over to that while we wait for the. I think we decided on the Lions Cardinals. This is the injury bowl for Niners Rams. And the Saints are going for it. So total yards per game on average 406. Today, 98. And Kamara. Oh, the little body turn might have been short. They turned him. Might have been short. Very, very stupid by the Saints. Why do you allow them to be a field goal away? I mean, I know they're not going to kick it, but why do you even allow that? The turn by Zach Bond might have gotten him. I think it's short. I don't think so. I do not think he has the first down. Yep. Looks like he'll be short. I think that turn, Zach Bond, the linebacker, grabbed Kamara and turned him. And that was the only thing that saved him. And the Eagles defense makes another stand. Another stand. For the love of God, please kick a field goal. Unreal. This game doesn't make any sense. So, 98 total yards for the number 1 offense. And you got nothing to show for it. You've been moving the ball up and down on these best team in the NFL, I suppose. Moving the ball on them. Yet here we are. This has been Angry Eagles fan the last 20 minutes. Do they have to promote the vid shot? Is there anyone alive or dead, or who's ever been alive or ever will be alive, who hasn't heard about the bug of 2020 that we've been talking. We took my old man to the buffet for his birthday today, to the Golden Corral, and apparently they had blue plastic gloves that everyone's supposed to use for essentially the flu. It's weird. Well, everyone else had gloves on. I didn't know about it. This is only the second time I've ever been to Golden Corral, but apparently they had plastic, like food service gloves hanging by the plates that you're supposed to. I don't know. Very weird. Like, I thought we were done with this. We're coming up on the 5-year anniversary here, right? Is this Adam Thief? NFL votes. Is it like all-star voting? Do they do that for NFL? I know for MLB, the fans vote on who makes the all-star game. Is that how it works here? I know if your team makes the Super Bowl, someone else fills the slot, but I'm not exactly sure. Can't remember. First and 10 for the Eagles. And Hurts is back. Devontae Smith with a nice little play to the outside. Dallas Goedert was absolutely wide open on a go route, but I wouldn't expect Jalen Hurts to find the wide open man, so. Second and 4. Hurts is back again. And Devontae Smith on a little slant. Dear Nick Sirianni / Kellen Moore, don't forget about Saquon Barkley. It's not a 2-minute drill, it's a 14-minute drill. Buffy here. Hurts in the shotgun again. Barkley to the left. 4 wide receivers. And another throw to Smith. Oh! Boyd with a late hit on Smith, and Smith is hurt. Helmet popped off. No flag, though, of course. Smith decided he wanted to catch the ball and run back towards the line of scrimmage, and he met a huge 300-pound defensive tackle. That's where they are, by the way. I'm even on Smith now. This team's got me aggravated. Hopefully Smith's okay. His hands kind of went up. He'll be in concussion protocol. So another product of Jalen Hurts missing a wide open on a go route. Dallas Goedert. Bro, I literally could make right now with no warm-ups. That's how wide open he was. I don't think I should call Eagles or Chiefs games anymore. Too aggravating. The rest of the teams, I think, will be all right. All those normally. A Pepsi Gladiator commercial. I think that's what's going on. That was a no overdraft fee commercial. Aren't overdraft fees the biggest BS on the planet? You're my bank. If I'm low on money, what makes you think accepting the payment rather than declining it, then charging me a fee. Then some banks have a daily fee every day that you're negative. If I'm close enough to the bottom, which I've been there, of my checking account for it to go negative, decline the thing. Decline it. You know? And people might say, oh, well, you should know. Well, sometimes a bunch of your stuff will go out at the same time, right? First of the month, you might get hit with whatever streaming service you have. You might get hit with your rent. You might get hit with, we have a storage unit for our extra stuff. That comes out right on the 1st. Might hit you all at once. Unreal. You're supposed to be there to help us out, not just to like take more money from us, you goddamn vultures. Second and 5 for the Eagles. Both Britton Covey and Devontae Smith are out with injury. Saquon Barkley! Goodbye! And it's good. And pending the extra point, it'll be 13-3 Eagles. Oh, wait. Great blocking. And it's just a huge hole. And then Barkley, you're not touching him. Even an athlete like Marshawn Lattimore, you ain't getting him. Barkley is a totally different animal. Doesn't matter. Oh my God, Jake Elliott's not hurt? Weird. 7-3 Eagles. And Derek's text to me about watching the Eagles did not age very well. His quote unquote New Orleans Saints are in trouble. 98 total yards of offense through 3 quarters. What a concept. Hand it to your best player and take advantage of the huge advantage. That wasn't said very well. The offensive line for the Eagles is always an advantage. You always have such a stacked offensive line. Take advantage of it. And you do that with Saquon Barkley. That hole, as soon as you give Saquon Barkley a hole like that, the rest is history. It's insane. I don't know what else to tell you. You got to get it together here. You literally could be up 2 scores right now. You pull your damn head out of your ass. Keep trolling me, Mo. Backward baseball, NLDS. And I really want to go to a Phillies playoff game. Perfectly off week. I think we can hit the first one and catch Zach Wheeler. Saquon saved him, he says. He's still not willing to give the Eagles defense any credit. He's been harping on the Dallas Cowboys' tremendous defense for a very long time. Yo, who was that jacked ass dude? What the hell? The Saints are in trouble. Now they have Derek Carr and the Saints offense to march down the field and regain the lead. Imagine having that job. That guy's got to be like a physical therapist or whatever, because that is a shitty job. He's got the Theragun and he's just working on freaking Saquon's legs, sweaty, nasty ass. I hope that's a good paying job for bro over there. First quarter, 0 attempts for 0 yards with an average of 0.0 and 0 touchdowns. And since 15 carries for $143 and a touchdown. All right, little play action to Kamara. Little dump over to Wilson for a short gain. Kobe Dean on the stop. Man, I hope that guy gets paid a lot. That really sucks. Come here, bring your sweaty ass over here and let me freaking massage your hamstring. At least he doesn't have to do it with his hands, and it's with a freaking an actual like item. That would really suck. Carr under center, 2nd and 7. Changing the play at the line. Little handoff to Kamara, who's got room. Kamara tripped up near midfield, and first down. Carr is 8 of 15 for 58 yards so far in the game. That's pretty brutal. Kamara with a nice gain. Tripped up just shy of midfield, half a yard shy. Oh, what? That's a weird spot. They line him up a yard and a half shy of midfield. And 1st and 10 for the Saints. Play action. And Carr's chase. Oh, okay. That's a tight end. He throws it at the tight end's foot who's blocking. An absolutely ridiculous circumvention of the rule. Intentional grounding. He just throws it right at the feet of 87, who had no intention of being a receiver, even though he technically is. And a garbage, but sure. He was outside the pocket anyways, but nonetheless. Second and 10. Like we have a timeout. Derek Carr. Saints. Rough day at the office for the New Orleans Saints. However, this is the same kind of situation that the Falcons were in last week. Eagles had control, but because of dumbass 4th down attempts and not kicking field goals, the Falcons were able to come back and win it. Because we don't learn from our mistakes, apparently. Yeah, it's rough. All right, let's check in on some other scores. The Bucks were getting hammered. That is the shocker of the day, honestly. I expected the Vikings to win. But the shocker is the Broncos just hammering the Bucks. I can't remember what the spread was on it, but it was like 6.5. Bucks minus 6.5. It's a very surprising. It's in Tampa. And let's just check out some stats. Yeah, Bo Nix 25-35 for 216. Baker, subpar game for especially how he's been playing lately, because Baker's been awesome. 18 of 26 for $128, touchdown and a pick. I was able to click in on that game, Sunday Ticket, in on it for a minute, and that fade to Godwin was very nice throwing Paul, but the rest of the game, it seems like the Broncos are just handling them. What else we have here? Packers 27 points with Malik Willis. That alone should get Matt LaFleur the coach of the year. Legitimately. And Jordan Love should be sending Matt LaFleur a Mercedes or a Lamborghini or something for literally getting this dude 55 mil to be like mid. Like Matt LaFleur, yeah. Good job. Getting these freaking stiffs paid, man. Pretty wild. Bears Colts still locked. 7-3. Colts with the ball. First and 10 at the Chicago 20. They have any interesting field goal. 11:44 left in the game. 2nd and 10. And Carr goes deep. Mara with the catch over Bond. Tight window for Carr. Nicely done. Tough catch for Kamara as well, but he's been a receiving back his whole career. He kind of catch it off Bomb's head. Yeah. Great concentration by Kamara. Excellent job. And not bad defense by Bond. You're a linebacker trying to defend this guy. Little toss to Kamara and hit behind the line. Swarm tackle by the Eagles. A lot of white jerseys in the area. It's like Nakobe Dean was the first guy there. Josh Sweat switching to number 19 is bothering me. I don't know. I'm an angry Eagles fan. Leave me alone. All right. Unfortunate injury on the field. He's up to a knee, so backs in. It looks like a lower body injury. Hopefully not too severe for the Saints offensive lineman. You guys watch any college football these days? I'm not super into it. It's hard to stay consistent with college football because of the disparity of some of the, like, well, if I follow this team, sometimes they play Blue Mountain State and you get hammered by 7. There was a game yesterday. Pitt Panthers beat somebody 73-13. What even is that? And it's not like it was Alabama dropping 73. It was the unranked Pitt Panthers dropping 73. Pretty wild. Don't know exactly. I think they need to figure something else out. Get these cupcake games where you're just, oh, good. 51 is up and walking. So, doesn't look too severe. He's walking without any assistance. Mara on the sideline. Shaheed, no catches on 3 targets. 2nd and 11 for the Saints. And goes deep. Right to Shaheed. Great play by Slay. A name that we haven't heard a lot from over these first 3 games. But great play by Slay. Little out and up. And runs right into Slay. Fence. Hand in. The ball was there, but Slay got the hand in between. Third and 11 for the Saints. And in motion. Mara in the backfield. Carr back. And catch. Dropped immediately by Zach Bond. Guy, name we've been calling a lot today. 4th and 6 for the Saints. This has to be field goal territory, right? Okay, Carr's coming off the field. And yeah, this is very smart because no matter what the Eagles do on the next drive, you're still in the game. Blake Groupie is 16 of 18 for 89. He drills it. 16 for 18 for 89 yards, but 89% on the field goals. Great job by Bond not to let him go anywhere. And the Eagles defense is showing up big here. 7-6, 9:49 left in the game. I have the strange feeling that if the Eagles make the end zone again, that they'll be going for 2. Instead of forcing the Saints to go for 2, they'll go for 2 and blow that advantage that they have. All right, let's check in here. Browns lead 21-7. Browns trail 21-7, sorry. Vikings lead 21-7. I believe it was 21-0, so the Texans must have just punched one in here. Yeah. Cam Akers from CJ Stroud. As the quarter ends, the Texans might be able to make that interesting. Sam Darnold, 3 touchdown passes already. 3 touchdown passes. Broncos, the shocker of the day, in my opinion, lead the Bucks 23-7. Packers 27-14 over the Titans. The Colts punched another one into the end zone. To kind of put this one out of reach, Caleb Williams 19 of 34 for 241 and 2 picks. Anthony Richardson 10 for 18 for a buck 67 and 2 interceptions. Oh, this is a quarterback duel for the ages. The leading rusher for the Bears has 6 carries for 87 yards. Is that real? DeAndre Swift 11 carries for 13 yards. Is the Bears offensive line just horrible, or is the Colts defensive line just that good? Wow. DJ Moore 7 for 77. Rome Odunze 2 for 74. Rough stretch for the Bears. They got bailed out in that first game by the Titans, or else they'd be staring down the barrel of 0-3. Right. We're back from commercial. Let's see what the Eagles got here. All right. $9:49 left. Eagles lead by 1. Team that's scoring 44 points a game has 6. Pretty wild. Group B to kick off. And tackled about the 24-yard line. Will Shipley, first appearance. Johnson and Becton are out. Why does he have vampire teeth? And Smith is being evaluated for a concussion. He's without his top 3 wide receivers. You still have Saquon Barkley and Dallas Goedert, and Grant Calcaterra is no slouch. You have plenty of offensive weapons here. Barkley in motion. And throws incomplete towards Goddard. I said Barkley in motion, but it's Goddard in motion. 2nd and 10 for the Eagles. Coming out and throwing, probably not exactly what you want to be doing here. The idea would be to feed the guy who just got your only points of the game. A lot of Eagles fans in Nolans. Whoa, that dude's freaking dressed like Cyrax from Mortal Kombat. Okay. Little Cyrax shout out. Joe Davis and Greg Olson in the booth, by the way. I'm not listening to this game, but very good commentary team. And Hurts breaks the pocket and runs for solid gain. Jalen Hurts slower than he looks. I'll give him that. 3rd and 5 for the Eagles. You can't go 3 and out here. Or what you've already boned the game by not kicking field goals, but you gotta get a first down and keep this clock moving. And Hurts with an empty backfield. Barkley in motion. And Hurts back. Little dump out to Goddard, who catches it for the first down and a lot more. Huge first down. CJ Gardner-Johnson running around the sideline. He is the guy that you want on your team. Oh. Goddard with a great one-handed catch to bail out Jalen Hurts. Great job by Goddard. But CJ Gardner-Johnson is the type of dude that if you're against him, you can't stand him. But if he's on your team, you love the guy. He's that type of dude. All right. 7-6, 8 minutes left. And off to Barkley, who spins off of a tackle and gets back to the line. 2nd and 10. You're winding down here. 8 minutes to go. AJ Brown looks very concerned. Don't want to be 1-2. The Commanders are playing the Bengals, so Bengals lose that, they can chalk their season. Here we go. 2nd and 10. 7:40 left. Seconds on the play clock. Hurts under center. Play action. Little dump out to Goddard, who's hit behind the line. You lose a lot off of the play sheet when your quarterback is always in the shotgun. Think back to the old Peyton Manning days on those stretch run plays. How much it gives the running back different lanes to follow, but you lose a lot of that. 3rd down, Jalen Hurts 6 of 8 for 85 yards and a pick. 3rd and 11, Saints territory. Hurts rolls out to his left and lofts it up. Incomplete. Overthrown Dotson by 5 yards. Now what do you do if you're the Eagles? If it's me, which they won't do, the smart thing is I'm punting. Oh, Chase Young with a nice hit on the play. If they would have called a penalty on that, oh my goodness. My God, it's Jake Elliott from midfield. Going to go from 60. They're in the dome, no wind. Right hash, 60-yard attempt for a guy who doesn't get much work on this team. The kick is wide right. If you're the Eagles, you never do the smart thing. You don't give the guy any chances, then you make him kick it from 60. Dude's been sitting on the sideline other than that extra point, and he just boots it right. Had enough leg. But the Saints did a lot of this during the game. Whether Groupie has the leg or not is irrelevant. But they were in Eagles territory on several occasions and they punted it deep. Now you give the Saints short field again. And the Saints are willing to kick smart field goals. But if you punt this ball and pin them deep, then you make them drive on your defense who shut them out all game. Eagles never the smart thing. 6:41 to go. Ball at midfield. And Carr has nothing. He's going to run for it. Little 3.5 yard gain for Derek Carr. He's had a rough day at the office, but he is still within striking distance. Nothing downfield available for the Saints. Smart for Carr to pull it and grab a few. Now they're in Eagles territory. Carr in the shotgun. Hand off to Kamara. And tackle for a short gain. Bring up 3rd and short. Ram on the stop. Kamara end up with a decent game. Our team hasn't had much in terms of yardage. 154 total yards for the Saints, 400 for the Eagles. And Carr in the shotgun. Little handoff to Kamara, who gets the first down. And Darius Slay is hurt on the play. I didn't see what happened to him. He's over by the bench. He looks like he's in some agony here. There's a flag down, so it may be related. Let's see. Is that going to be... Yep. That is a late hit out of bounds for 70. Who completely... I mean, it's rare that you see offensive linemen do this kind of stuff. It's usually the smaller players who lose their minds. Offensive linemen are supposed to be the solid rocks, but hey, maybe there's some chirping all game and it really got under this guy's skin, but he's going to cost his team big here. The last thing the Eagles need to do right now So, does this mean it's going to be 1st and 25? Or is it 1st and 10 still? Yes, 1st and 10. So it'll still be 1st and 10, but it'll be 15 yards back. But why? It's so unnecessary. But Kamara's even past him. So I don't understand why he's even... That's a huge bonehead play by the Saints. 5:19 to go. So they'll be on their own 46 after the 15-yard penalty. Hopefully Slay isn't injured. He's just maybe a little hurt. He's limping over to the side. What a dumb play by the offensive lineman for the Saints. He's back in the game. Right tackle, number 70. I'm surprised. Take him out. I guess maybe I'd be too hard of a coach. Kamara in motion. And Carr rolls out. Ball knocked down. 59 is Booker. Cowboys and Ravens up next. And that's a tough one. Both teams who had, according to Dare, had Super Bowl aspirations. And not much there. 0-2 versus 1-1. I mean, to be fair, mine are the same. My Super Bowl picks, the Bengals and the Lions, but nonetheless. Timeout Saints. Now you might be in some trouble in terms of timeouts. There's one timeout remaining for the Saints. 4:55 to go. 2nd and 10. Lot of Eagles fans in Nollins. Joe Davis and Greg Olson, and Greg Olson, one of the better dudes. Wait, he was only a 3-time Pro Bowl selection? Are you kidding? That can't be a fan vote then, because that man was a legend. Absolute stud. All right, here we go. 2nd and 10. Eagles need a big stop here. And Carr down the middle to Olave for a huge gain. 29 yards. And Derek Carr, he just crossed 100 passing yards. Yeah, look at that. They go right after Kelly Ringo, who replaced Darius Slay. And Kamara for about 4. This will come down again to Jalen Hurts, and the $50 million man lead his team to a touchdown. But now you're running up against the clock if you're the Eagles. 2 field goals, you're up 13-6. You don't have to worry much. And Kamara for a first down. Kamara looks like he's hurt. Devastating for the Saints. Not sure what. Maybe it was just an awkward tackle because Kamara it didn't look like his legs got rolled or anything. Now the Saints can take their sweet time. And tackle down at the line. Kamara coming back in the game. It was probably just an awkward tackle, awkward landing, something, because he looked like he was hurt, but he took one play off back in. Looks like he's walking okay. Derek Carr crossed 100 yards at Chris Olave. 123 yards. Derek Carr in the shotgun, drops back, goes deep, and has Chris Olave for the touchdown. Now, if you're the Saints, you got to go for 2. And here we go. Beautiful pass by Carr. Completely wide open. He had 3 yards on. Usually see that wide open. End zone. There it is. So you have a guy you're paying $50 million a year. 3 timeouts. 2 minutes for a touchdown. Now, let's see, the Saints here able to punch it in. Need this 2-point conversion to keep a touchdown from ending the game. Isn't it weird? You would have kicked field goals earlier. Saints would be kicking an extra point to tie the game at 13. And Carr's back. And no good. Zach Bond again. Guy's been everywhere. Liked it. I like it. Got a lot of hustle. He's in on most things, I think, because the Saints rely a lot on their backs. Why you see a lot of linebacker action for the Eagles, but Zach Bond's been there making plays. Gardner Johnson allowing that touchdown to Chris Olave. Didn't follow him. Know exactly what he was doing there, but here we are. 12-7, Saints lead. 2 minutes to go. You're not going to have the 2-minute warning as an extra timeout due to the kickoff. I guess you might if it's a touchback, but I doubt the groupie's been kicking it so that the Eagles have to return. So I think that you're only going to have the 3 timeouts, but you need a touchdown. You need 6. Due to your greed? What even is it? Arrogance? What would you even call this by the Eagles? Stupidity? I don't know. Nevertheless, here we are. 2:03 to go. Jalen Hurts has a habit of throwing interceptions in big moments. So we'll see what we got. Kickoff is in play. Run out, slipped. Gainwell with a nice gain out to the 31. Take over. Be rough to watch. Confidence if they had Kenny Pickett or forget who the third stringer is. Here we are. A guy who has trouble throwing has to throw. Never good. The last 2 times they've done this is the Seahawks last year. Hurts throws a game-ending interception, and last week against the Falcons, Hurts throws a game-ending interception. The guy was getting paid $10 million a year, and all his teammates were getting paid, to carry him through. I wouldn't be so hard on the guy, but you're paying this guy like he is a star, right? You're paying him top. He makes more money than Josh Allen and Mahomes, and I think there's only 4 or 5 quarterbacks who make more than him. Yeah. One of them being Joe Burrow, which makes sense. But you have like Goff and Tua and Jordan Love all making $55 million. Trevor Lawrence, who's been quite disappointing. I feel like he plays so conservatively. He just needs to let it rip. I don't really know. We were trying to figure it out on the weekly podcast. We just can't quite put our finger on what's wrong with the Jags. And they're in a must-win situation. Maybe must-win? Quite accurate. They haven't played any division games yet. And with the Texans losing Vikings 31-7. Sam Darnold. Holy crap. 4 touchdowns. Aaron Jones with a nice gain. Justin Jefferson with a solid game. Wow. For Sam Darnold to dominate Houston. Quite entertaining to watch. So you have the Colts possibly getting their first win. You have the Titans who are going to be 0-3. The Texans only 2-1. So even if for the Jags they lose to the Bills, which is a rough 3-game stretch to start, you should have beaten the Dolphins. And you probably should have beaten the Browns, but here we are. All right. 12-7. A lot of injuries for the Eagles, but you got a $50 million man here who's got to make some plays. A little dump out to Jahan Dotson. Late season pickup. And Tyrann Mathieu is like rustling with him. Don't really know what's going on there. 2nd and 5, 1:40 left. Taking their sweet old time. Another little slant. Penalty down on the field. Defensive hands to the face. Okay. Automatic first down, an error. There's some holding going on by the Eagles as well. 74. That's the replacement for Lane Johnson. 1st and 10 for the Eagles at the just past the 40, their own 40. Saquon Barkley dominating this game. And Hurts is sacked. Better call timeout here. Ryan Brzee on the sack. Down. Drops back, and he's never after he reaches the top of his drop back, his instinct is never step up. Watch his feet. Whenever you watch Hurts, as soon as he gets to the top of his drop back, it's always sideways or back even further. That's all his instincts tell him to do. Bree's got some blood on his jersey or lipstick, I don't know which. Saints are getting loud. Eagles fans look sick in the crowd. Saints show blitz. And incomplete, intended for Goddard. 3rd and 16. Oh, not Goddard. For Wilson. Goddard's 88, Wilson's 89. 3rd and 16. Now, the inexperience and uncertainty tells the Eagles quarterback that he has to get all 16 on the play. Hurts drops back, pressure, never steps up in the pocket. And luckily for him, Goddard is on a full sprint down the sideline, and he's tackled inside the 5. 1:05 to go. Goddard is absolutely wide open. And again, Hurts doesn't step up in the pocket, but nonetheless, Goddard is just free down the sideline. Play. Little drag route. Easy throw for Hurts, but you gotta design these plays this way. And Goddard is just in. There's nobody there. All the way down inside the 5. And now there's no reason Seattle Seahawks and the Eagles have to call a timeout because they're so slow getting up to the line. Another mental error. There is no reason Saquon Barkley shouldn't get this ball 4 times. None whatsoever. Seattle Seahawks, am I correct? Not only does it protect you from a dumbass Jalen Hurts turnover, Dallas Goedert 10 catches for $170. Listen, there is no reason to do anything other than Jalen Hurts. God damn it. Saquon Barkley, 16 carries for $143 and a touchdown. He needs to have 20 carries by the end of this game, because not only will it force the Saints to burn a timeout, but you get the ball out of Jalen Hurts' hand. Here we go. The shotgun. And off to Barkley, who powers in for the touchdown. Not exactly what you wanted, but it's a lead is a lead nonetheless. And you have to go for 2 here to protect from the field goal win for the Saints. I think if you're the Saints, that's the best case scenario from this position after the Goddard play. Did he get in? I think it was a mistake, another mental mistake by the Eagles. Go straight in. But now you need this 2-point conversion. And you go right back to Barkley, who's in. Now you don't lose on a field goal. Wow, look at that. Your 2 players remaining who aren't injured, Goddard and Barkley, took care of that drive for you. Great job by Barkley. Great job by the offensive line. Goddard getting that play down inside the 5. The Saints do have time. They have 1 timeout. They have a solid kicker. Yeah, kicker, right? Right, Nick Sirianni? There it is. Eagles lead 15-12. The New Orleans Saints, who averaged 45 points a game before this? Yeah, 45.5. They had a 47 and a 44. So Goddard there was some sort of confusion on the Saints, and there were 3 Saints defenders crossed up. All of a sudden, on my NFL Sunday ticket here on the 4 screen, all 4 of them, well, 3 out of 4 of them are showing the Dallas Goedert huge play. So here we go. And this will be a touchback for the Saints. 1:01 left. 1 timeout for the Saints. Eagles defense has shut them out all day. The entire game. Ravens, Cowboys, Niners, Rams could have been such a good game, but it's going to be the injury bowl. This one. Carr drops back in the shotgun. Little dump out. And Saints bounds at the... Yeah, I know. That's great. I wish I could see the overhead view so I could get a better view of what's happening. The broadcast view isn't great for broadcasting, if that makes any sense. 2nd and 5. 2nd and a very short 5. And 55 seconds remain. And still with the timeout. Carr drops back. Pressure. And gets rid of it. Intercepted by Reed Blankenship to end the game. That'll do it. Reed Blankenship with the pick. Derek Carr slow to get up. And the New Orleans Aints. Let's see if he does catch this before I start talking smack. Rashid Shaheed didn't even get his head around. And Reed Blankenship does come down with the ball. Yep. Arms under. Secure. Control. That'll do it. The Eagles did their best to blow the game, but nonetheless, the team with the more stacked roster overcame their quarterback and overcame their coach. Carr looks devastated. But Carr has looked better this year than he ever has. And the Saints, a loss is a loss. Rough day for the Saints, but got the job. They had a tough gig. The Eagles got the job done, but there's always next week, and the Saints look good to start the year. Now, Carr's upset here on the sideline. He's kicking himself metaphorically, but I think it's good to lose during the year. There's a lot of teams who, they're doing a booth review. When you don't lose, you can't look in the mirror and see what the problem is. So the Eagles must have found something in the Saints offense, because you would think in New Orleans, this is absolutely a catch. There's no doubt about it. You would think in New Orleans, a team that was dominating offensively, like there's no conditions to contend with, so it's not, there's nothing to blame. So the Eagles found something in the Saints tape that allowed them to get the win here. And they keep showing this. I don't know why we're still showing this. That the ball doesn't touch the ground. He gets his arms under and cradles it. It is absolutely 100% an interception. And first down. Call stands. Not call confirmed. Get out of here. You can't tell if it hit the ground. Okay, guy. Okay, it was not a hand to the helmet. And the defense is the story here. But the Saints will be back next week. I don't know who they face. Grab it here. November 29th at the Falcons. Winnable game. So 2 out of 3 division games. So the Eagles just have to kneel times. This one is over. And I'm going to end the stream and come back with the, I think, Cardinals-Lions. But I'm going to take a mini little break here. Carter's yelling at the Saints crowd for some weird reason. Win with some class, broski. Come on. It's fine. All right. So it's showing 425 for the Cardinals. All right. Congratulations to the Eagles. Dare's going to be hearing about this one during the podcast. I'll be back with a new stream, Cardinals and